Nobody has a crystal ball. Nobody knows where prices are going. It's all just a question of risk versus reward. What's the potential upside? There are several indicators. This here comes from Onchain Mind, and it gives us a potential most bullish price of $145,000 per Bitcoin. That's according to the OCM coin value elevation. And it's just one of many approaches. Interestingly enough though, many of those different ways of calculating a potential top tends to give us very similar price ranges. But first things first, let's give credit where credit is due. The charts come from the premium membership of Onchain Mind. It's only $30 per month roughly. Feel free to check that out. The free videos on the YouTube channel are also definitely worth watching. Now this is the coin value elevation. We've also got the terminal price, and interestingly enough, that gives us an upper limit of around 160k. And interestingly enough, it did reach that level in 2021. We haven't seen an accelerated bull market yet, and that's what everybody is waiting for. Everybody is waiting to reach a level like 160k again in order to sell. There are also more optimistic ways to look at potential trading ranges. This is the cumulative value coin days destroyed. So the way this works is we are looking at the dormant Bitcoin. Whenever some dormant Bitcoin has moved, then we are destroying value days. If you've got 10 Bitcoin and you don't move those 10 Bitcoin for 10 days, and after 10 days you do move them, you're destroying 100 value days. And so the more Bitcoin you have and the longer that Bitcoin was dormant, the more you can potentially destroy in case you start, for example, to sell the Bitcoin. So we are looking at the reactivation of Bitcoin, and we check how much does the price appreciate or depreciate based on the average selling price of dormant Bitcoin. There is a potential top of even $185,000, but there's also a bottom of potentially $40,000. So this is the risk versus reward calculation everybody makes. We can also turn this indicator into an oscillator. Then we get this metric again, giving us the same kind of buying and selling signals. So far, we haven't yet hit the selling signals on that indicator. By the way, if this is not your very first time watching this channel, then feel free to subscribe over here. I publish videos regularly, and when you're subscribed, YouTube is more likely to recommend the videos of this channel again. How much is the average investor that has been in the market for 2 years currently in profit relative to the volatility? When that spikes, so the MVRV 2-year delta score, that's potentially a turnaround when a bull market ends. We've already seen that top once we hit 100k in Bitcoin. The best time to buy is always when the market in aggregate is in unrealized losses. So when there's no more profit to be taken. The average cost basis of the entire market is currently at roughly $60,000. So that's potentially how much more pain there might be ahead. In general, I very much like the idea of just looking at the reference price. What's currently the realized price of the market? What did the average investor pay for their Bitcoin? This here comes from Bitcoin Magazine Pro. It shows the realized price across the entire market. So we want to buy at the end of a bear market whenever we fall below that price level. Again, we're quite far away from a potential bottom. But we can also look at the realized price of just the long-term holders. They're the ones that are currently selling. That's the worrying part of this bear market. They might only stop selling once they are in losses. There's still some way to go until those long-term holders are in losses, right? We are still at 36.7k in that cost basis. The average long-term holder is roughly 2.5x in profit, while across all holders, we are only 70% or so in profit. I believe many of the short-term holders have already exited the market. There's very little attention on crypto now. Social media metrics are very low. There's, for example, the Into the Cryptoverse number of new YouTube subscribers chart, and that gives us an idea of how much attention there really is, of how much the market might be heated. Currently, nobody is interested in crypto. There's very few new YouTube subscribers across all of those channels. My channel, by the way, is not included in this metric. It's probably still too small to be mentioned here. But it does give us a good indication of what's currently going on with the market. There's nobody coming in to buy at the current prices, but there are long-term holders that are aggressively selling. And if you are not lucky, they might be selling until there's no more profit to take. That's what happened in prior bear markets, and it might just happen again. I don't know it will happen, but at least I'm mentally prepared. I'm hedged. If we do fall further, that's okay with me. I will have the capital to buy at those lower prices as well. When again, nobody wants to buy at those prices. Just have a look at what happened during prior bear markets, right? Nobody was interested in crypto when prices were that low. Normally, the masses come in when prices rise. They're asking, Bitcoin is going up again. Should I buy now? But really, we should rather be asking, should we buy after a 60 or 70% decline? Should we go down all the way to 36K, maybe even below, right? Because in the past we did reach lower prices than the long-term holder cost basis. Let's say we go to 30K, then we would have seen a drop from top to bottom of 76%, which is very much in line with historical bear markets. It's just a repetition of history. Nothing really that's out of the ordinary. If you want to keep it simple and you don't want to watch every single YouTube video, try to figure out what's the best trade to make, then feel free to join the premium membership of this channel. I publish a premium update market video every 3 to 4 days over there. So here are the premium update videos. It's only 10 to 15 minutes, twice a week roughly. And with those videos, you know exactly what I currently do, how my portfolio is currently set up. Of course, I'm also sharing every single trade that I do in real time in a dedicated chat as well. Thanks for watching. Hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, then feel free to give this a like. See you next time on YouTube or see you in premium. Cheers.